Welcome everyone to ChessWhiz TV episode 398. Today is the whiz. What am I saying? I used to say today is, and then I'd say something like, December 31. I'm looking at my watch. Apparently it's December 31, the end of the year. But I'm not going to say that because I'm just going to say I'm your host, the whiz. I changed to that so that my episodes would seem timeless. Today we're going to play another chess variant. Love those, but we did miss a week, so I want to say thanks for waiting around for ChessWhiz. I missed you as well. This variant is called Timid King Chess, as you can see up there. It's a variant that's very similar to some of the ones we've been playing recently with limited powers on the kings. We played where the king couldn't capture anything. We played where the king couldn't move. In this variant, the king can't capture anything aggressive. Basically, anything that's checking him, he's like, eek, eek, and he won't capture it because he has a previous trauma about that. He will still move and run away, but he will not capture anything that is currently attacking him. There are some people like that as well. So let's try this variant. I'll throw that's a word. I will throw an link in the chat. N link. We're going to have somebody click that. Meanwhile, I'm going to type up the rules here. Your king may not, I won't say your king because my king's going to obey the rules also. Can I put notepad on there? Oh, it's big as life. The king may not capture anything that is placing it in check currently, because we have to honor the bounds of time, I suppose. Okay, d4, d5. Let's see who we're playing against. Lift Stitch, a new player. That's very strange because I have like the core 3 people who watch the show and then no one else. So it's very strange to have a new viewer. Hello, Lift Stitch. I pronounced his name wrong too. I called him Stitch, but it's not. He's no Stitch. Sorry. You're no Stitch, man. You're a Sitch. Is that an improvement? I don't know. Let's bring these knights out. So that means that if you check the king, you could have a pretty powerful attack right there. Now, you could still block that check. So let's say I was able to move my bishop here, and let's say that was check. He could just play knight c3. Okay, pretty bad imagination required for that. But that wouldn't be an overpowering attack. So let's push this pawn. And let's push this pawn because I'm stupid. By the way, don't do this. If you're trying to like watch this show so you can get better at chess, rule number 1 is don't play like ChessWhiz. That's like the only rule too. Because these moves, what they do is they weaken my king side right where I'm going to castle. And don't do this either. And then after you've done that, then there's like weaknesses. That's what happens if you weaken an area. It gains weaknesses. But then this move is also really bad too. So basically, if you just don't ever do what I'm doing, then you could play a lot better than me. This rook is guarding this pawn. Rooks should not guard pawns. If your rook is guarding a pawn, you're probably losing. I'll move my knight up here. That's a knight. I'm moving it right there. Okay. So now that I've moved some of my things, I will continue by moving more of my things. What do you think about e5, opening up the center? Would it blunder anything? No, that's unusual. e5, take. Oh, I would be left with this isolated d pawn. Did you see that? Did you see it? You know what I just did right there? I thought ahead by 2 moves. That's some epic skills from the whiz right there, thinking into the future. Sometimes I even do that in real life, and I realize like if I leave my toast in the toaster too long. I'm trying to think of an example where I actually do look into the future, because most of the time I'm not looking into the future. I'm simply suffering from the consequences of my actions. For example, like leaving toast in the toaster, that's something I sometimes do. I'm like, okay, so let's see. This dial goes up to 7, and if you put it on 7, you will get smoke in the house. So they should just like put a little label down there that says on fire. I don't know why they make toasters have a setting for lighting things on fire, but my toaster is really useful for that. If you ever need something to be lit on fire, you could use my toaster on 7. So that's one thing I've learned, like don't put things on 7. What about knight to the rim? That would be a trifecta of blunders. Is that a good idea? Because then I could move my knight here. Then I could just feel kind of smart that I moved my knight twice without it getting captured. It's going to be a new record. Yeah, so that's one area where I've learned. What is he doing? Okay, so now that I've maneuvered my knight up here, it can attack this square, kind of like it could before, except now from the top, which is different. Now I take that. Then I take this. And then finally, my comeuppance. Is that how it's pronounced? Define comeuppance. Can you read this? It's a halfway off the screen. Let's do this. You still can't read it. Now let's do this. Okay, you see that? Come-uppance.
Comeuppance.
Oh, comeuppance. You see the little hyphen there? Oh, I have 3 seconds. Oh, that means it's the emphasis is on that word. I'm just making that up. That's actually just means it's a different syllable. But anyway, comeuppance means I'm up here. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, so did I lose any material yet? Oh, there goes my first material. But all I have to do is remember the rule. The king may not capture anything that's currently in check. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Let's put the king over here. Because he has this discovery thing where he's like, oh, I just found you. Yeah. Well, that would have been so bad. Like a royal fork discovery on my queen. This calls for a yellow arrow. Maybe like this. Yeah, that would have been pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder what comeuppance means. I don't know. We'll have to look that up next episode. Flicker Alex 1992 is hosting me. He's pretty old. Okay, the Music Dan has a comment that's really, really relevant. I mean, there's some people saying I'm glad this guy's short, but this comment is really, really useful. It says, maybe food cooks faster depending on your altitude. So it smokes if you're high. Everything smokes when I'm high. Let's see. Is it altitude or attitude? Because I found that the reality is different depending on my attitude, not my altitude. What if I move my queen here? That was legal. Yes, I'm on a run. I'm on a run. That's why I am so fit. Let's see. Take. Some things might take each other. I want to check this guy. His king can't take me if he's in check. So I want to check him. Let's go here. And then let's go. Here, I'm totally safe. Nothing is endangering me right now. I'm extremely... No! I'm dead. GG. Oh, this guy's able to look one move ahead. That's more than I could do. Because, remember the rule. You cannot capture things that are checking you at the time. But I had a plan. My plan was to move my queen here, check, and then after you moved here, I didn't have any further plan. But I should have had the plan of taking this checkmate. I didn't have that plan, but just imagine that I did. Then it's a tie game because we both had the same plan. He's the one that executed it. But it was like a draw of plans. If you think about just like my plan against his plan, they were about the same. So let's play again. Lift Sitch. And this time I'll do my plan and you just watch, and that'll be fair. Oh, he doesn't want to play again. That's embarrassing. Did you notice I lost 21 points there? No, you didn't. It's behind the microphone. Perfect. So toasters is an area where I am able to look ahead. It's not one of the most useful areas in life. One of the most useful areas we're able to look ahead, and this is something I have no ability to do, and some of you guys don't either, which is why you're watching the show. You enjoy watching people who have this impairment, is the ability to look into the future of after you say something, what's going to happen after you say it. Like imagine the universe after you say that thing. Some people call that a filter on your lips, which is also something I don't have. Not a great combination with an online comedy show because you're going to say some pretty embarrassing things. But the ability to say, if I say this, how is the other person going to receive this message? Yeah, that's a kind of looking ahead, and it's something that I severely, severely lack. Let me give you an example. This Christmas, because it's kind of Christmas season, I was going through this display of okay, I'm telling a story, so I'm going to use my storytelling skills right now. Come on, skills. Yeah, so there was this giant room of things. I'm not very good at stories. Help me. Okay, so there was a giant room of things, and I was in the room with the things. And then, well, the thing. Let me start over. I'm going to be doing that a lot. Okay, let's focus on the chess here. Let's put the rules in the chat. King will not capture anything that's currently placed attack. You're going to have to wait on the story because I'm really focused here on this chess, which is an important use of my attention powers. Let's see, queen over here. Then I'm going to push the pawn to f5 because I like doubled pawns. I'm going to try to triple them up. And then bishop here, which is going to offer a trade of bishops. He's like, no, the bishops are trading. And then, oh wait, no, I changed my mind. I'll just push this. Whoa, I'll just push this pawn. And then his knight. It'll be like, no, my knight. And then checkmate. Because he can't capture him because his timid king rules. Okay. Is this the same guy? Lift Stitch? Yeah, so he's going to play by the rules. See, look how timid he is. He's like, whoa, whoa. Okay, so now, the winning move. Huh. This is... I'll just do this. It worked well last game. Last game I got second place with a move like that, so I could do that or better in this game, so I think this could be okay. Let's see, he just won a pawn for free. I've kind of cornered the market on comedy shows full of bad moves. This is great. You would think like, oh, I want to start streaming chess. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get really good at chess and then people will want to watch me. Nope, not necessary. All you have to do is be really bad at chess. If you're one of the worst players in chess, people want to watch you for your badness. Like, wow, did you know I'm watching one of the worst players in the universe? He's streaming right now. Yeah, that's my niche. Okay, so now I've got my own knight pinned. That's a strategy called self-pinning. Let's see, I go here. Then I'm going to checkmate him. Just hold on. I'm going to move my queen in right here. It's going to be checkmate. Yeah, I'm going to win this game because there's no way he can stop the overpowering power of check. Oh, I do just win. Well, that's dull. All that boasting, and now I've just checkmated my opponent. What a boring endgame. So much for cornering the market on bad play. GG. Okay, so I've got some challenges here. And I also want to finish my story. Let's play against Frussen. No, that's casual. Let's play against Aiden. Aiden, that's the name. Are you ready? Let's make sure he's okay with that. Every now and then I get random challenges from people and whoo, they don't play by the rules, which makes things much spicier. So let's make sure he says it's okay. Let's send him some dots. Oh, he says okay. Well, free dots for you, I guess. I no charge for those dots. I'm actually giving discount on dots right now, but since you didn't say anything, those dots are on me. Okay, so I've taken over the center. Let's get back to the story. I was talking about how it's important to be able to think into the future in terms of what you say. So where was I? There's a room full of things, and I was in the room. The things were displays of various Christmas-oriented Disney characters. Like, for example, Frozen, which is about things being frozen. You guys know about that. And there was, like, Jack and Jill going up the hill, and there was, let me think of some others. Like there was the Three Bears. I guess that's not really Disney. I guess about half of it was Disney because Disney owns about half of everyone's childhood. And so about half the displays, I guess they were just childhood displays. But since Disney owns childhood, it was mostly Disney. By the way, Disney owns more than half also of all entertainment in the universe as well, or at least in this solar system. We haven't explored the other planetary systems very closely. There may be other corporations that are larger than Disney. They're just not quite visible by the telescope yet, although Disney's pretty large, so that could be changing soon. So, yeah, by the way, yeah, they just bought everything, in case you didn't know. Like Star Wars, for example, owned by Disney. You knew that. Okay, so let's get on with the... Oh, am I losing anything important here? Take. Nope. Okay. So one of the displays was Beauty and the Beast, and there was this person standing, a beautiful girl, I'd like to say. A very large boned. So that's the polite way to say fat, is large boned, because everybody has bones. A large boned girl standing next to the display. And I said to her, because I have no filter, oh, she was like part of the display, you know, like you're supposed to admire the display and then admire her standing there. She was in costume. And so I asked her, are you Beauty or the Beast? That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I was extremely embarrassed. And I was only the second most embarrassed person. Yeah, I don't know why I told that story, but it doesn't reflect well on me, does it? You should probably turn off the stream right now before I corrupt your weak mind with my disability. So it turns out there are certain... I'm taking things. This is great. There are certain personality types that don't really have the ability to think ahead in terms of which one should I take. I love taking things in terms of the impact of what you're saying. And I struggle with that a little bit, as you can tell from that story. But don't worry. Don't worry. We will both die, and then it won't matter. So that's the good news. I'm hoping it's you first. No offense, but I just want to outlive you. It's a personal thing. Okay, so my chair is blocking the corner. Oh, look at this. I'm attacking a pin piece with two things. This is how to play chess right here. Okay. What if I win a piece from this, right? He moves the knight. I take the queen. He moves here. He takes my queen. And then I take some more things. Okay, pretty much winning this game. Oh, there's going to be danger, which I will have no problem about because I'll just play F3. Let's add some time so I can win. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I forgot about losing. Good game. Man, I just got beat by a 1327. Going for a new record here. This is one of the worst, lowest rated players I've ever lost to, I think. Let's check my profile. There's no agenda on this show. Is that the right word? There's no plans, so I can just go do whatever I want. I mean, I could start playing StarCraft right now, and you guys would be like, "What? How do you do that?" It's like, well, I don't care. What kind of game was this? Was this Blitz? Look at my tiny ratings. One of my worst defeats. My 5th worst defeat was against George Sue. He's behind you there. 1368 was his rating, and I just lost to a 1327. So technically speaking, this was among my 5 worst defeats. However, he's a provisionally rated according to that question mark, so we're okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's play with Quick Burger. Good game, Aiden. You beat me. Hope you're happy. I'm kind of unhappy about that. I feel like other than the final move, I made better moves. Let's see. Oh, Slav, the Slav defense. This defense is called the Slav defense. It's named after Mr. Slav. I'm just kidding. It's named after Slovenia. I'm just kidding again. It's named after the Slavic area of the world. Should I take that? Yeah, generally speaking, you should capture things because what if they were free? Okay, so I'm going to throw away a pawn because I don't need pawns to win. Actually, I'm going to win instantly if he takes me. Evil cackle! Because he won't be able to capture this with his timid king, and then I'll just win. Let's pin that. Okay, next up, checkmate. If I do this, that would be pretty dumb. So it would be in my character to do. Moving some chess pieces around. This is like intermission. This is like intermission on ChessWhiz TV because there's actual chess going on. So it's like, well, I guess I'll just watch chess. What a stupid show. It's a chess show and it just has chess on it. I can't believe I'm watching it. What a waste of time. Yeah, like this pawn structure here. This is called pawn structure of badness. I just named it because this pawn cannot guard this pawn. You ever wondered why pawn structures are good or bad? You can just listen to the experts and they'll be like, do not get tripled isolated pawns. It's bad. But if you want to know why, it's because while you're playing chess with those pawns, you start to get a headache. But this pawn cannot guard this pawn. See that? It would be cheating, which, that doesn't stop me, but apparently the pawns won't follow the rules. They will not follow the rules. This pawn cannot guard any pawns. It's all about the pawns guarding each other like bros. Think about it. If the pawns guard each other, then you could go do whatever you want. You could like toast some toast on 7, catch the house on fire. But if the pawns are not guarding each other, like in this case, this pawn is not guarding anybody, this pawn is being entirely useless, as is this pawn, then you have to guard them. It gives you some chores, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Chores are, you know what chores are, right? I want to move this because if he would please take me, then I could take him here after year and I'd win. So I think that's what he's trying to allow me to do. This is called hoping chess. It's a great strategy for getting second place in a chess game. So generally speaking, all of the goodness of good pawn structures comes from the pawn's ability to guard each other, generally speaking. And all the badness of bad pawn structures comes from the pawns being not able to guard each other. Now, there's something about working together well, like 2 pawns side by side here, because look at this shape I'm drawing now. Yes, I'm a shape drawer, and I've drawn this shape. It's pretty beautiful. And these 2 pawns guarding these 4 squares, they work together to do a thing, so that's pretty nice. And they're not guarding each other. So I told you it was a rule of thumb, not a rule of the entire body, meaning I am not very good at analogies. Also meaning, also meaning, oh, thank you for the queen. Oh, I was worried for a moment until you blundered your queen. Ah, oh, did you? I'll leave out some letters just to show how epic I am. He tricked me, did you? Quick Burger, you tricked me into capturing your free queen. Good game. I was really worried about queen f7. because then he would be threatening this move, and how could I guard it except this, and then he would win this way. So, like, this was much better ending. It's like, trick you. You sure tricked me, man. I was so tricked as I took your queen for free. That was a real trick you played on me. Wow. So glad you tricked me like that. That was great. Zubaidi TV tells me that my chair is blocking the chessboard. Do you think I care? Look, I should put my chair over the whole chessboard. Oh, it's cut off. Oh, my hand. Oh, I only have half a hand. I can't do that. I should cover up the whole chessboard with my chair using the levitating chair because then you could focus on what really matters. The story. Oh, look, a free knight. I'm getting forked right now, but he's made a mistake because you should never use this trick when your bishop's already out. There's this trick. I'll teach it to you. E4, E5, knight of 3, knight C6, bishop C4, and then this blob of arrows was not helping you probably. And then knight. Whoa, I've made 3. And then knight F6, and then castles, and then knight takes, and then 4. Never mind. But anyway, the fact that his bishop was here means he just blundered. So now all I have to do is make perfect moves, and I'm going to win. That looks perfect. Get the bishop in the game. Variant idea, Pac-Man chess. How do you play it? The A and H files connect. That's kind of a dumb variant. I mean, there's lots of variants where you can move off the side of the board and onto the other side. Let me tell you what, the rooks attack each other. Oh, no, never mind. That's the 1 and the 8 ranks. Never mind. The rooks defend each other. That's what I meant to say. Which is pretty stupid. Okay, so now I'll take that for free. Yeah, we're definitely winning. Let's count how many knights. Now, some knights I have. Now let's count his knights. 2. Hold on. 1. What's bigger, 2 or 1? Oh, math is so hard. So now I go here. Oh, he's trying to win. Dastardly fellow. He's trying to move his queen to this square, which would be an instant victory for him. Okay, so I have to prevent that with this brilliant move. Yeah, a wall of knights. He doesn't even have this many knights. I checked. Attack that. Oh, this is pretty scary. Like, for example, if he moves his bishop here, I should not capture because my timid king could not get out of checkmate. Yeah, it's a trick. So let's move something. What if he pushes this next? Let's offer a queen trade. Oh, that was stupid. No, it's smart. Oh, he was smart. I thought it was stupid or smart. See if he pushes and I take here. Oh, no. But then my knight is no longer pinned this way and I can take that way. We just trade queens. That's perfect because I want to win. Okay, so now I'll trade queens with you. He's moving there. I'm glad about that. So let's just bump this up a little bit. Perfect. Love how this is going. Let's talk about the universe some more. So I had this epiphany yesterday about the universe. This is very important to you. If you think, uh-oh, my knight's trapped. Is that what I meant? My knight is trapped. That is kind of bad. Okay, so let's free the knight. So if he had just like attacked the knight, it couldn't go here, 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 and it couldn't go here. Yeah. Ooh, that was lucky for me. Now I can move my knight to the rim and feel smart. Let's see. Knight d1. So it has to do with astronomy. So there's some mystery about the stars. Maybe I sound stupid saying this. Maybe I found stupid. Hey, I found stupid. He was in the mirror. Maybe I sound stupid saying this. But I used to think that the age of the Earth was very few thousand years. And like maybe 6 or 10. So it's just a few thousand. And then I learned that the stars are really far away and light is really slow in comparison to that distance. And so that was actually a problem for my thought, because if the stars are really far away, like the nearest star is 4 light years away, and that would take 4 years, that's not so much of a problem. But there's some things that are really far away, like galaxies are really far away, like really far away. 200 million light years, I think. It's the nearest galaxy. Let's look that up. How far away is Andromeda Galaxy? I didn't spell galaxy correctly, but that's no problem because the spelling of Andromeda has distracted you from that. 2.537. Oh, am I out of time? No, he's out of time. Oh, that was lucky for me. So I've played you 2 games, Quick Burger. I enjoyed those 2 games. I'm going to give someone else a chance. That was a lot of fun, though. Thanks for letting me win. Let's play against an international master right now. Ooh, let's send him this shape. What is that thing? I sent him that thing. Okay. What is that? It's pronounced. It's French. It's not. It's not French, of course. If it were French, it would have a little line on top, a hat, and then it would be pronounced but it's not French. Let's see. So I thought, how could the light, this was the mystery, how could the light have gotten here from there? Because it would have taken 2.537 million years. That's pretty long. So I thought to myself, that's a pretty difficult challenge. How could that have happened? And then I came up with the solution, which is, man, this Oberweisen. It's Oberweisen, by the way. It's pronounced Oberweisen. So he's going to take this, and then he's going to take this. Then he's going to beat me with his 2600 rating. But I will prevent it with my pawn. My pawn is stronger than his rating. Oh, more attacks are coming in here, but I will defend with more defense. Yeah, I'll get a defense builder, and I'll build this defense. I need to get a bid on this defense here. So it looks like he's planning to castle queenside and issue an attack. A very strong attack. This is a concern. So the attacker has the advantage in this variant, we're learning. And in a normal chess game, attacking your opponent is good. But in this chess game, attacking your opponent is great. Let's go here. Hey, that kind of defends everything. See? X-ray defense. So this is the idea I came up with. And by come up with, I mean that someone told it to me, and I agree with them. Which is that the light from that galaxy was already in space when... Ooh, more attacks. He can now do this. But I'll just do this. Was already in space when Andromeda Galaxy was put there. Okay, so I didn't have to wait 2 point whatever million years. I could simply... Oh, no! Oh, you're pretty good at chess. And I'm pretty bad, but I'll just resign and we'll play again. Was already in space traveling. So that satisfied me for many years. I thought to myself, you know what? The light was just in space already. Great. But then here was the revelation that I came up with myself. And this is actually important simply because I came up with it myself versus someone telling it to you. I actually think that's very important to differentiate between those 2 possibilities. Coming up with something yourself is very useful. Because I say so. You should come up with that, and then it will be. Come up with the fact that coming up with things yourself is better. And then listen to my mind epiphany, which is the best kind of epiphany, by the way. So if I play knight c3, he will pin my knight. And then I will not have any problems with that. I'll just play bishop d3. All right, okay. Back to the story. Imagine that galaxy, Andromeda Galaxy, is like a putter of light into space, and that's a little bit like a long conveyor belt, which is like space really long. Okay, bishop d3 is my plan. And you put suitcases. Imagine those suitcase carriers in airports that just move suitcases along. And you just have to imagine that we are on Earth on one end of the suitcase line, and what we're doing is, we're receiving those suitcases and being like, what kind of suitcase is this? It looks like a galaxy suitcase. This must be from Andromeda Galaxy, because we're receiving the light, which is like suitcases, and we're looking at it, which is like looking at light, and we're saying, this must have come from there, which is like looking at a suitcase. Is my analogy working? So, under the young universe model, all those bits of conveyor belt were covered up with suitcases at the time that the conveyor belt was created, and so we just picked up the first suitcase right away. But then here's the epiphany. Are you ready? Oh, maybe I should not castle over there. It's so danger. It's so danger. But it looks kind of fun. No, he would just win in one move. Never mind. That's not very fun. The epiphany is Andromeda Galaxy might not exist. It might not actually be there under this model, because what you're looking at is a super long chain of conveyor belt with suitcases on it, and you're assuming that the galaxy is down there putting out the light, putting out the suitcases on the one end. But you're not going to see those because it's going to take you forever to receive them, relatively speaking. And so the entirety of the life of the Earth would be like just picking up 1 or 2 or 3 units worth of light at the other end and being like, okay, so this signifies something way down there putting out these suitcases. However, you've never actually received one that was put out by that. You've only received the ones that were initially placed, if you know what I mean. So you could also imagine that there's nothing over there adding more light, and you're just receiving the light in between, which would be a great argument for saying that Andromeda Galaxy doesn't exist. It was quite a revelation to me, my own epiphany. I was like, huh, Andromeda Galaxy doesn't exist. It's just a bunch of light that's traveling to us, and we're pretty fooled by that. And then I thought, I'm stupid, and it probably does exist. And then I realized, maybe space is older than that. And then my conclusion actually was that space is older than that, which is pretty radical, but what am I supposed to do? That's all I can do is work with the kinds of things I can think about. So that's what I did. Pretty interesting revelation for me. For you, you probably have some reason that that's stupid, but that's okay. Most people think other people are stupid, including me. I think you're stupid, so that's reasonable and fair that you would think I'm stupid. I'm going to go here because my bishop is trapped in by all these things. There's a lot of great commentary in the chat, but I can't look at it because I'm struggling against a 2600. That was a weird move, this h6. That was kind of weird. That's, of course, not as weird as g3. G3 was super weird, but h6 was also weird. Okay, so I'm moving my rooks over here. Over here because this is pretty fun. Now my rooks are over there. Cool story. Let's put the king over here. It looks like queenside is where it's going to happen now that I've moved everything to the king side. Like, where's things going to happen? I don't know. Let's move everything over here. Yep, over there is where things are going to happen. I want things to happen nowhere at this point. My goal is for things to happen nowhere never. Because if things happen over here, I'm not going to be ready for them. I mean, this rook is out of the game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Ooh, maybe I could make a thing happen. He's setting up a defense of some kind. I could do my knight like this. I love doing knights. Let's do it. Okay. I need to move more pawns. Oh, I'm so glad ChessWhiz TV is back. Did you know? Did you guys know we took a unit of time off? You didn't notice? Well, we did. There was some time with no ChessWhiz TV, and we didn't have positions like this. Like for 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. For 2 entire weeks, we had no positions like this. And we just missed out. We totally missed out. Ah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Move my king next. Let's see now. Oh, here comes his king. What am I gonna do? I'll move my king. Oh no, he moved his king. Oh, what am I gonna do? Move my king. Okay, what's gonna happen next? Oh. Okay, go over here. There's been a disturbance in the force. Let's do this and undouble my pawns. I don't need this pawn now that... What I mean is I don't need that pawn to be way back there. Oh, things are happening. Wait, like I'm winning is what's happening. Ooh. Oh. 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 This is so exciting. I can barely stand it. I don't know if you're excited right now. You have to be in the moment. You know that old you have to be there joke? The joke where you'd have to be there to get the joke. That's this right now. This is more exciting for me than you. Oh. Oh, I'm in checkmate. No, I'm not in checkmate. Of course not. That would be silly. Oh, I could have taken that with a pawn. Oh. I should have. I guess it's a draw now, if he'll give me a draw. Man, that was exciting for a moment. My brain was short-circuited by my excitement. So he could check me here. Oh, I really regret not taking that. Oh, I would have been checkmated then. So I guess I should stop regretting that. Brilliant blunder! Opera Wiesen, GG! I'll send him a winking face, one of my favorite faces. Oh, RIP. RIP, that stands for rest in pieces. Champion! Champion! Okay, so the secret to winning this game is for your opponent to blunder. That's how you win. He says 2 more. That sounds great. I will play you 2 more games, Opera Wiesen, and then we will call the show a show. So I'm going to decline the challenges from Norby Owls Norby and from Crepuscular. I'd love to play you, but it's not every day that a 20... Oh, he's not 2600. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, my chair was covering the excitement too. I actually feel kind of bad that my chair was covering up his rook blunder right there. But still, you could see the tips of my rook as it captured him for free. Let's see. So now we're 1-1. We're pretty much equal players in this variant. So in this episode, Warp Rules says I can't see the whole board. Warp Rules, that's not the point. You're not supposed to see the board. You're supposed to listen to the boring person. Okay, so now we have time to look in the chat. What does it say? What if it's the light that's creating the galaxies instead of the galaxies creating the light? Well, I can't prove that it's not the light creating the galaxies. The only way I could really tell that it's not the light creating the galaxies. Oh, this could be dangerous. He could mount up some dastardly attack right here. Would be to notice that if the light were creating the galaxies, that would be crazy. And then to say, is it crazy? Probably not. Ooh, I'm in some serious danger here. Yeah. Oh, I think he should have taken this with his bishop. Not that he can't just win. Like, this is so bad for me. Guess I'll do that and hope for the best. Yeah, the only way I could say for sure that the light's not creating the galaxies, I'm dead, is to say that would be so weird that it doesn't make any sense. That's actually the... yep, you win. I'll resign. Okay, one more game, Opera Wiesen, and then you can just watch me Wiesen through one last game, and then that'll be it. You have to use the common sense rule, which is, why would it be that way? Like, that model doesn't make any sense. That's basically the argument that you would have to use. There's a famous paradox, or maybe not a paradox, but an argument called Russell's teapot. Have you heard of it? Which says that there's a teapot in outer space orbiting the Earth. And since you can't disprove the fact that there's a teapot in outer space orbiting the Earth, then you must consider that there might be. In fact, you must accept that there is, since you can't disprove it. And the reason that there's not is because that's just kind of silly. Like, why would there be a teapot out there? I mean, like, how did it get there? But since you can't prove all the ways that it could have and then say that couldn't have been the case, well, then you can't completely disprove it. So it would be the silliness argument. It would be like, that would be silly. That would be silly for a teapot to be orbiting the Earth. That's why there isn't, because it would be silly. And in the same way, it would be silly for the light to be creating the galaxies. Like, that's just silly. And so that's my disproof. I think you do have to use some silliness argument sometimes. Let's see if there's any other useful comments. Hey, says no to you. He said this like 10 minutes ago, so hopefully he's still watching. Let's see if he's still watching. Loading. I'm loading all the people watching right now. They've all loaded. Not very many. No, he's gone. Okay, I'll talk to a guy who's gone. That's not too unlike what people do without realizing it. Hey, I've been watching you on YouTube for a while now, commenting first. Oh, wow, those comments that say first, I love those comments. Whenever you type first and hit send, a kitten is born. That's so sweet. Commenting first, you might know me as Note. His name's Note You, but he just shortened it to Note. What am I doing? I'm playing against a 2600 and not paying any attention to the chessboard? That could be a mistake. Who cares? I have never had time to watch you on Twitch, but now I do, he says. And then he sends a smiley face, and then he disconnects, apparently, because he's not watching anymore. So that's kind of reflecting badly on you. Note you, whatever your name is. Okay. What is this crackhead going on about? Sounds like a compliment. Oh, I shouldn't take that or I'll lose instantly. Ooh. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's do this. I love creating weaknesses where the bishops can just come in here and poke me. Ooh. This is really bad. Now, I've just created that terrible weakness. I will fianchetto my bishop. Oh, it's a genius idea. Oh, look, there's a spot for my bishop. Let's just put it there. I have some consternation now. You know what that is? That's where your nation gets constered. If I take that, he's going to play bishop over here. See? You don't see. I'll move my knights to the edge. That'll help. What is this crackhead going on about? Did you know the reason we need sleep is because the simulation running humans doesn't have enough power to run all of us at once? I think that falls under the silly category. I don't think the universe is running under a simulation. And the reason I think that is because the simulation that's running the universe has been very stable. And remarkably stable. So stable that I think it's good evidence against a simulation. Because if you think about the way my computer runs, I mean, it's constantly like blue screen of death, crash, reboot. And ooh, what's going to happen now? I'm going to lose? No, I'm going to win. I'm going to lose. That's a good move. See? Because if I took this, he would check me. And then he would take my knight, because I couldn't block her, he would take that because of the Timid King rule. So I'd move here, and then he would move here, which then would win. And so, yeah, he's still doing it. But now my queen is guarding the knight. Oh, I should have looked more than one move ahead. Oh well. The beauty of looking even less ahead is you don't see your own death. That's good, isn't it? Never mind. Till you die. But once you're dead, do you really care? I don't know. I win one out of 4 games, so my rating should be about a quarter of Upper Wezin's rating. Thanks for the games. That was pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was fun having you guys all in the live stream. There's a chat where I can read things. If you haven't noticed, that's where I'm reading them. They're not all coming from inside my brain. But that's a live broadcast Sundays at 4 p.m. GMT. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually join us. You go to twitch.tv/ChessWhiz, and then you wait and wait and wait until Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT. By the way, if you don't know when that is, just type in your Google. It's actually a thing. It's a Google. You type in your Google and you say, Google, what time is 4 p.m. GMT in my local time zone? And since Google knows everything, it also knows where you live. And then it's going to be like, that's this time, which is different than my time, probably. Hopefully, because otherwise you might be stalking me. Anyway, and then you can watch live. That's pretty good. What Le Porc says, are you high? That's a great final question. Are you high? Well, I am kind of on top of a mountain. I'm also on a second story, so yes, I think I am pretty high. Maybe not as high as you, but somewhat high. I'm not underwater. I'm above sea level. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.